It feels less like a motorcycle and more like a prop from Tron Legacy that someone accidentally left in a parking lot. I've been testing this unit for the past week, mostly on twisting B roads and a few city sprints, trying to figure out if it's actually a motorcycle or just a rolling sculpture. The headline isn't the electric motor, it's the front end. There are no forks. You look down and there's just carbon fiber reaching forward. It's unnerving at first, but once you trust it, this bike changes how you think about grip. Chassis and build quality. The first thing you notice is what's missing. There is no traditional frame. The carbon fiber monocoque battery case is the chassis, and everything bolts directly to it. This makes the bike incredibly stiff. It feels solid, almost dense, like a single block of material rather than a collection of parts. The build quality is bespoke, which it should be for the price of a Porsche 911. The carbon weave is flawless, and the hub center steering assembly on the front is an engineering marvel. However, because it's so stiff and bespoke, you feel a bit precious with it. You don't just lean it against the wall, you carefully arrange it. It's beautiful, but it carries that prototype anxiety where you're terrified to scratch it. Ride experience. This is where the Vector separates itself from a Zero or a live wire. Handling and the anti-dive front end. If you've only ridden bikes with telescopic forks, the first corner on the Vector is going to freak you out. When you grab a handful of the Brembo brakes, the nose doesn't dive at all. The hub center steering separates braking forces from suspension forces. In my experience on technical descents, this means you can brake absurdly late. You don't have to wait for the fork to settle before you turn in. You just brake, turn, and the geometry stays perfectly flat. It feels almost telepathic, but also a bit numb. You lose that visceral compression feeling that tells you how loaded the front tire is, which takes serious trust to push through. Power delivery. The 394-volt system pushes about 117 horsepower, doing 0 to 60 in roughly 3 seconds. It's fast, but it's not rip-your-arms-off violent like a dedicated drag bike. It's a surge, linear, silent, and relentless. Because there are no gears, you're never in the wrong part of the rev range. You just twist, and you're gone. Technology. We have to talk about the human-machine interface, HMI, because ARC pitches this as half the experience. The bike comes with a specific Zenith helmet with an HUD, heads-up display, and an Origin haptic jacket. The helmet, having your speed and sat-nav floating in your eyeline is cool, but in practice I found it a bit distracting on dappled tree-lined roads. It's futuristic, but sometimes I just wanted a dashboard. The jacket. This vibrates to warn you of blind spot dangers or plays bass frequencies from your music. Honestly, it's a party trick. The blind spot taps are useful, but the music mode felt like sitting on a subwoofer. It's ambitious, but I'm not sure it improves the ride enough to justify the complexity. Limitations and trade-offs. Let's be real, this is a 6-figure motorcycle with a very troubled production history. Charging anxiety. While it uses CCS charging, which is great, the real-world range was closer to 120 miles or 190 kilometers when I was riding spiritedly. For a Grand Tourer cafe racer, that's limiting. The company. ARC has gone through bankruptcy filings more than once. Buying this bike is buying into a very uncertain ecosystem for parts and support. City riding. The turning circle is wide. Maneuvering this 240-kilogram beast in a tight parking spot is a workout, and the HCS front end restricts how sharp you can turn the bars at low speeds. Final verdict. Buy this bike if you are a wealthy collector who wants the absolute cutting edge of design and engineering, and you want a ride experience, the anti-dive front end, that you literally cannot get on a standard street bike. It is a piece of history and art. Skip this if you want a daily rider or reliable support. If you want high-performance electric riding without the drama, get a Livewire 1 or an Energica S. They are faster to charge, easier to fix, and you won't have a panic attack if you drop it in the driveway. The Vector is a dream machine, but dreams are hard to live with every day.